Because I think the one thing it's safe to say, whether you love or hate the UN, a Security Council that reflects the power realities of 1945 isn't working very well. And if you're the rising powers, why should you care? If you're not going to be part of that institution in a decision-making, why should you bother with these things? Again, we find Europe and America in a similar position because we helped invent this system. We like the way this system works because we invented the rules. That gives you a certain home field advantage. But if we don't reform the system and draw them in, these organizations unfortunately will continue to exist, but they certainly won't matter. And so finding a way to use this to get at the things we talked about this morning is the object of really our next discussion. And then ending, I think, a really important one that we're ending with, which is how do we get our publics involved when there's a huge crisis of democratic legitimacy given what's going on in the world? How do we bring them on board? And we need to have the guts, talking about values, to be open to talking about that, to the failings of our system in an open way if the system is going to survive. But shouldn't that, as the general pointed out, be one of our values? To question in an open-minded way some of the things that we're about while still cherishing the fundamental point of the sanctity of the individual. So without further ado, I think we're going to, and if we can do all that in 2 hours, I think we've earned our scotch. So to reinvent the West, we have to have underpinnings of democratic legitimacy, and we have to make stakeholders of the rising powers, whether they share our values or not. And so without further ado, Eric, I want to hand the floor over to you for just some comments on those 2 points. We'll go around and then open it up as we did last time.